welcome back to episode 5 of the Hair Transplant podcast, where today we are going to be talking more about the pricing of the transplants over in Turkey versus the UK. So a big question I think that a lot of people are going to have is, how do you manage to offer such a great price for a great service versus the high prices that we see for transplants in the UK? What enables you to offer such a low price?
Okay. So first of all, Istanbul and Turkey itself have always been the medical capital of the world for procedures. So the way they function, everything's hospital, clinic, whether you're in Antalya for having your teeth done or you're in Istanbul for anything else. So basically, everybody goes to Istanbul when they want something done, whether it be teeth, hair transplants, boobs, bums, everything. And some of it's quite dangerous because people only look at the price and they don't really check reviews and they don't really check what's real out there. And I'm generalizing there because obviously we're talking about all transplants, not all transplants, all medical procedures. So some of them where you're put to sleep, it can be a dangerous place if you're not careful. If you want to have every part of your body altered and you're going under the knife for 9 hours and you're overweight, you're in danger. So people must be careful. So generally, as far as the hair transplant world, you can get a hair transplant in Turkey for sometimes as cheap as €900, which, let's face it, you wouldn't dream of even looking at those people. But you'd be amazed how many people do, because they see it and they think, oh my God, because they think hair transplant generic is a hair transplant. Not true. Okay. So people don't do the research properly, or the classic is when they say, I've done my research. Well, if you actually don't know what research in hair transplant is, how can you do research? What are you looking for? You're looking for the price. Is that research? Cheap price? Oh yeah, I've done my research. How many grafts can I get? Oh, I've done my research. So that's garbage. You've got to be very careful. Obviously there's some very high level clinics, including ourselves, and there's some very low end clinics, so you've got to be careful. So hair transplants in Istanbul will be range anywhere from sort of €900 up to say 5,000 to 6,000 euros. So you can pay a high price as well. Our package price sits right in the middle, which is perfect because we're rated definitely within the top 3-4 on Google, if they Google top in Istanbul, and our package price is €2,850, which includes your hotel, it includes your pickups and drop-offs, it includes your breakfast, it includes everything except a couple of evening meals and your flight. So it's relatively cheap to how we function. So that's Turkey and Istanbul. Now the UK have always tried to compete with Turkey. So if you look over the last sort of 15 years, including myself, 16 years ago, I paid £4,000 for a hair transplant that was done with one of the top clinics. How many grafts did I get? 800. Thin hair. Nothing's changed. Everything's still the same in the UK. It's still very, very expensive. Now, the real price in the UK, if actually people got the truth, is about £5 a graft. I mean, I have a list of all the world places where you can get a hair transplant. People can message me and I'll send it to them, and it will show you that the UK is the second most expensive in the world. Ireland is the most expensive, at 22 to 25,000 euros for a hair transplant. Why Ireland's so expensive, I don't know. The UK really sits at around £5 a graft. So if you want 3,000 grafts, times it yourself, it's about 15 grand. So when you see the adverts, which are lies, saying we can do maximum graft procedures, which is what we do, our maximum graft procedure in our clinic means maximum grafts without damage.
Okay.
Maximum grafts procedures in the UK means maximum within the price.
Right. Okay.
So basically, when it says £3,000, do your own division. And no, you might get enough to do a couple of eyebrows, but that's about it.
Right. Okay.
A lot of these places, I'll include Liverpool on this, because some of the clients that I deal with have been into certain places in Liverpool who've actually said, when this person has got an amazing donor area, that we know we're going to reach probably 5,000 grafts, but the clinics, because they know the offer is like that they're advertising is £3,000 or £4,000, they know they're only going to do about 800 grafts. So if somebody's so bald on the top and they're not going to deliver, they actually tell the person it's too late for you. So they'd rather say it's too late for you than be embarrassed about the results in 12 months' time
Oh,
of
right.
the 800 grafts they're going to give them.
Because that would what look like just a cobweb.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Okay.
it's not worth doing.
Okay.
So obviously then they come to us, our maximum grafts, it's real and true. We've maximum grafts without damage. So everybody's different. So different levels of what we can extract from the donor area means what we can put in. Some people have a weak donor area, so therefore we're only going to reach 3,500 grafts. Some people have very strong donor area, like Spanish hair or Italian hair or
Yeah.
Indian hair,
Yeah.
where we reach 5,002, 5,003 without damage.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what, in essence, if someone was looking at going to the UK, I assume that's probably just going to get even more worse with the current government that's in play and the new costs that are going to be
Yeah.
coming into play with
This is very
businesses.
important actually, because obviously with the new wage costs, with the new NI, etc., a lot of companies can't afford to employ anybody anymore. So yeah, it's going to become more expensive in the UK. So just people should be careful about reading. People ring me all the time saying, "Oh, well, what's the point of me going to Turkey? I can get it for the same price in the UK." You can't.
No.
Those are actually the way they've worded it, and your contract with the company will not be specific
It's
to
bad,
how
really,
many
because
grams.
it's like false advertising, isn't it? It's
It's
like for you,
naughty.
when you had your first transplant, you must have thought, this is brilliant,
Yeah,
but you've got such a small amount of
exactly.
grafts
I
that,
mean, if you work it out, um, it takes to do an operation which takes 8 hours for 4,000 grafts. It takes 7 to 8 people functioning for the different particular skills
okay.
of the operation.
Yeah.
So it can't be one. You think about one surgeon operating on somebody for all that time. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But you think about needing 8 people being employed to do all those different services
Yeah.
in the UK
Oh,
for 2 grand or 3 grand. How much is the surgeon getting out of this?
yeah. Yeah.
The minimum wage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So people should be careful because the lies that they come out with in the UK, it's be careful.
Yeah. Makes sense. If you like what you've heard today, please like, comment, and share below, and we'll see you next time.